And now a look outside Fenway Park, where it is body to body as it is every night in October. These days, Red Sox fans, baseball fans are getting ready for Game 2 of this World Series. The Colorado Rockies, the Boston Red Sox. Boston up 1-0. And now welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I am Joe Buck. That is Tim McCarver. You know the story from Game 1 by now. It was all Boston. Josh Beckett struck out the side in the first inning. Pedroia hits the home run in the bottom of the first inning, and the Red Sox were off and running. And now we'll see how Colorado responds after, their 10-game winning streak comes to a close. They win 21 of 22. How are they going to respond tonight?
Well, prior to last night's game, the Colorado Rockies had won 7 consecutive postseason games and only trailed in 4 of 65 innings. But last night, of course, they trailed in all 9 innings. I think if the Rockies attack Curt Schilling early tonight, that's going to be their best chance. I mean, after all, Curt Schilling is not the pitcher he once was. He doesn't throw as hard. It takes him longer to get established, and that's why the first time through the lineup for the Rockies is going to be very, very important.
This evening, we welcome one of America's greatest singers and songwriters. For more than 30 years, we have enjoyed his beautiful ballads and poignant lyrics. Whether with his whole ensemble or as a one-man band, the title of his new CD and DVD due next month. And nowhere are fans more proud to welcome him than from Stockbridge to Boston. Please welcome 5-time Grammy winner and member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Boston's own James Taylor.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the mine that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
First up for the Rockies, Willy Taveras, then Kazuo Matsui, and then Matt Holliday against the 10-2 postseason-wise right-hander Curt Schilling.
Taveras had 37 bunt singles this year, and I think if he bunts the ball, he ought to bunt it to the right side of the infield, make Youkilis have to feed to Schilling. Schilling does not cover like he used to.
Goes up there hacking, and that's strike one. Flashbulbs popping around Fenway Park. And just so you know, in his career, 176 fair bunt efforts for Willy Taveras. That's either sacrifice or for a hit. Only 17 times has he done it to the first base side. The 0-1 pitch, and there is a bunt foul. Ball had a lot of juice on it. Took a bounce, kicked backward, and it's 0-2. Here's the scouting report on the right-hander Curt Schilling.
Well, like Josh Beckett, who pitched last night and pitched another winner, the legend grows for Curt Schilling. 10-2 in the postseason. You got to hit your way on. He will not walk you, and his splitter is one of the best. And look for him to combat that if they if they start hitting his fastball in the early innings, he'll go to the splitter.
0-2 on Taveras. And the splitter drops down and out of the strike zone. This is a Colorado team we mentioned last night, hit .280 as a group during the regular season. That was the best average in the National League. And if they can settle in, I think they ought to be able to hit Curt Schilling here tonight. And that hit the left hand of Willy Taveras, and he'll go down to first after getting looked at by the training staff. He's just going to go down and shake the hand out as we take another look, and it just glanced off the back of the left hand. And Taveras, just to sell it a little better, stood around home plate for a moment. Now he's down at first.
If you can't hit Curt Schilling, let him hit you. That ball just grazing the left hand of Taveras. And obviously, once he gets to first, he's a dangerous runner.
33 steals during the regular season, 1 this postseason. And here's Matsui.
Schilling does a very good job holding runners on.
And a strike into Matsui. The important number 2 spot in the lineup for the Rockies, especially with Taveras on base. What's Matsui going to do? Try and take pitches if Taveras is going to steal, or take advantage of the hole on the right side of the infield. Oh, 0-2.
Matsui, a very good low ball hitter as a left-handed hitter. Of course, he's a switch hitter. A grand slam home run that he hit off Cal Loesch of the Philadelphia Phillies in postseason in the division playoff was a ball down and in. He can handle that pitch well. That's his long ball.
Time is called as Willy Taveras smooths out the area where he's taking his lead. Counts 0-2 on Matsui, with Matt Holliday, who is an MVP candidate, waiting on deck. Just got a piece. So here's a Colorado team that was thumped last night, a final of 13-1. But they are used to being backed up, considering where they started when their run began, and winning 14 of their last 15 to force the 1-game playoff for the wild card. 6.5 games out with 14 left, and they almost won the division. Missed out from catching Arizona by a game. And that's a foul tip.
Looked like a splitter that he left up, or was that a cutter? I think that was a cut fastball. Something and a pitch that Terry Francona told us that Rocky hitters could be looking for tonight. That cut fastball away with 2 strikes on the batter. Francona is hopeful that that's going to be an effective pitch tonight.
Count is 0 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, nobody out, and Matsui is trying to battle.
There's Clint Hurdle. He said that Curt Schilling is a strike throwing machine, and he couldn't be more right.
And that's been the case with the ace for the Red Sox, Josh Beckett, who was the winner last night. 4-0 this postseason, 2 walks, 35 strikeouts in 30 innings. Schilling is in that same mold, at least throwing strikes. Matsui into left center field. Ellsbury to his right, a step in front of the monster, hauls it in, 1 out. So here comes Matt Holliday. Takes inside, ball 1. The only guy to do that, if you're reading the graphic, increased in the Triple Crown categories in each of his first 4 years. Average, home runs, and RBIs. Better every year. There goes Taveras, and he'll have to come back. Got a good jump. But on the foul ball, he has to return.
Yeah, Taveras waited. And an excellent jump. He does not look back at Holiday, however. You really lose nothing when you do that. And you find the ball and won't have to go for the decoy around second base by picking up where the ball is. But Taveras didn't do it.
If any player steals a base in tonight's World Series game, America wins a free taco, which we told you about last night and was, believe it or not, a topic of conversation in the clubhouse before the game. That's down and away, and Holiday's up on the count 2-1. Royce Clayton was stunned that that opportunity was there before us all last night. But it's out there again and will be until we see the first stolen base. Taveras would like to be the one to do it. There he goes. Holiday grounds it off the glove of Lowell, and going to third base is Taveras. Down to second is Holiday, and the Rockies have second and third, one out. Aggressive, outstanding base running by Willie Taveras to set up this situation.
Curt Schilling was late in covering third base. Watch Taveras pick up the ball, running on the play, rounding the bag, sees the ball is away from Lowell. Curt Schilling is late covering the bag, and Taveras beats him. Now the ball gets by Schilling, and Holiday goes to second base. Outstanding base running by Taveras. And Curt Schilling right now has got to get to third base. He waited, and it cost him.
It goes as a base hit. Taveras saw the opportunity, took it. E5 on the throw from Lowell, which trickled away and allowed Holiday to get down to second right here. And now it's second and third, one out for Todd Helton, who had 2 hits last night. Rockies trying to do exactly what you talked about. Jump on Schilling here in the early innings, get a lead after being drummed last night 13-1. Helton 2 out of 4 last night. He sees the first 2 pitches miss, 2-0, and here's a guy who has handled Curt Schilling in the past. Career .333 hitter against the Boston right-hander.
And Joe, you don't normally pitch around a hitter in the first inning because the more base runners you have, obviously the better chance for a big inning. But I think this is an exception. I don't think Schilling will give him anything good to hit.
That tails back and just catches the inside corner. Helton didn't want it. 2-1. So a hit batsman. Matsui flied out. Then the base hit by Holiday. Good movement on that fastball from Schilling. An error mixed in this frame. The second of the postseason for Lowell. And a 2-1 to Helton. To the right side. That'll put Colorado on top. A feed to Schilling to put out 3-1, and the RBI for Todd Helton. Just his second of the postseason.
And it was the base running of Willie Taveras. Took the opportunity. That's outstanding base running. And that created a run for the Rockies.
It was talked about prior to this game. Kevin Kennedy talked about it, and we discussed it with Clint Hurdle about the possibility of a lineup change and putting Tulowitzki in the number 2 spot, Matsui in the leadoff spot, and Taveras back at the number 9 hole. Clint Hurdle stayed with what he had last night, and Willie Taveras pays off here in the leadoff spot tonight. And a strike on the outside corner to Garrett Atkins.
I heard, we obviously both heard, America heard Kevin Kennedy's remarks in the pregame, and I agree with him. I think Tulowitzki should be in the number 2 hole. But it was Taveras tonight leading off that created that run, and that's why the Rockies are up.
0-1 the count. Garrett Atkins looking for a 2-out RBI hit. 1 ball, 1 strike. splitter, drops into the dirt, and the count 2-1. Garrett Atkins has been red hot since the end of July. Hit .354 from the 25th on. Ended the season at .301. For a while early in the year, he was benched. Tough play for Lowell. Comes in, grabs it, throws it, and by a step, Atkins is out, and so are the Rockies. But Ubaldo Jimenez. Jimenez is the kind of guy, Tim, that they want to develop and hope will develop into a stopper and a #1 type starter, and they hope that some of that development happens here tonight.
And only 23 years old, 100 miles an hour, and as Eric Burns said, he's got a slider from dugout to dugout. I like that.
So they need it from Jimenez against the Red Sox, and Dustin Pedroia and Kevin Youkilis, the top 2 hitters in this Boston lineup, have been setting the table for the last 4 games. What they have done is remarkable. Pedroia last night led off with a home run, and tonight gets under this one and flies it into left for Holiday. He was trying to do it again. But here are the numbers. This postseason combined, the 1-2 hitters for the Red Sox, Pedroia and Youkilis throughout, have hit .370, 6 home runs, 32 hits. And the guy who is leading baseball in postseason hits this year is digging in, Kevin Youkilis. He has 19 hits. He has 9 extra base hits. And last night, after Pedroia went deep, literally off the top of the Green Monster in left center field, Youkilis doubled into right center. 1 ball, 1 strike. Five straight multiple hit games for Youkilis, and that is big when Ortiz waits to hit behind him, and then Manny Ramirez. A shot into center field. Youkilis got under it, and Taveras tracks it down. 2 out here in the first. Ortiz coming up. So 2 up, 2 down, and really, Tim, the question for Jimenez really circles around control. If he is throwing strikes, he is going to be tough for any lineup to hit.
That's exactly right. The control problems persisted this year with the Colorado Springs AAA affiliate of the Rockies. He walked 61 in about 100 innings.
A hard hit, but Matsui to his left, and it's a perfect first inning for Jimenez. Exactly what the Rockies needed. First pitch swinging is Brad Hopp, and he comes up empty. Strike 1 to start the second. 1-0 Rockies. RBI for Todd Helton. And Hopp, who struck out 4 times last night, wasn't shy with the first pitch. And he's not shy there either. Crisp base hit back through the middle, and Hopp is on to lead off the second for Colorado. 1 on, nobody out for Troy Tulowitzki, who was impressive last night. He's been impressive really since the month of April ended. He had a rough start. He didn't panic. The Rockies certainly didn't panic. And last night in his first World Series game was 2 for 3.
Hit his first 2 home runs on April 27th and 28th. Did not have his third until June 7th.
Schilling gets the corner in the count 1-1, and then he ends up hitting 24 for the year.
Right.
And across Major League Baseball, here's where Troy Tulowitzki ranks among shortstops. This isn't among rookies. This is among all shortstops across baseball. The 1-1. And that's a foul ball. That came up and hit him while he was in the batter's box. Strike 2.
This is a drag bunt for a base hit. It is not a sacrifice, and as Joe said, the left foot was firmly planted in the batter's box, and it came up and clipped him on the knee.
More about Tulowitzki. Nickname is Tulo. Favorite player is Derek Jeter, and one of the reasons why he wears number 2. And here's the ironic twist. He works out in a green Boston t-shirt that he and his teammates picked up when they took a tour of the city back here in June. Tulowitzki is fooled, and he strikes out. The first strikeout for Schilling, 1 away.
In our scouting report of Curt Schilling in the American League Championship Series Game 6, we said that rarely is the splitter a strike. And this ball toppling out of the strike zone to get Tulowitzki. Nice play. As you can see, the split right there, toppling in and out of the strike zone. The good ones are rarely strikes.
When the Rockies were here in June, they took 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox and outscored Boston 20-5. And during that trip in, Atkins, Holliday, Tulowitzki, and Spilborghs went on a tour of Boston, which is something that everyone should do. And if you can, mix in a duck tour.
Now, I was thinking duck tour. You've done that several times.
Yes.
In several cities.
Well, yeah.
You even did that in Pittsburgh.
I did, yes.
The All-Star game several years ago.
I did.
Yeah.
I plead guilty. 1 on, 1 out, and this one up under the chin of Jorvi Torrealba.
That looked like a breaking ball that really got away from Schilling. You don't see these types of pitches. Curt Schilling, as we'll reiterate, Clint Hurdle saying that he is a strike throwing machine. You don't see him miss that much.
We're going old school here, Tim. The Fox box is out, so I'll just give the count. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 on, 1 out. And a foul back to the screen. They're putting it on from Los Angeles. So if it's not working here at our trucks at Fenway, we put it on from the network hub. On deck is Spilborghs, the DH. As Schilling tries to get around that leadoff hit by Brad Hopp.
Looks like a splitter.
With the count 1-1 and a chop to short. Lugo steps, fires, inning over. Here at Fenway Park, we'll give you our AT&T poll question. With no DH in Colorado, who, in your opinion, should the Red Sox sit down? It's between these 3: David Ortiz, Mike Lowell, Kevin Youkilis. Text A, B, or C to 991 on your wireless phone from AT&T. Or visit msn.foxsports.com/AT&T trivia. Manny Ramirez first up, strike 1. You and I were both excited, Tim, to watch this Colorado team in person. You're seeing them on television, the stretch drive during the regular season and obviously in the postseason. And in particular now within this team, I'm really excited to watch Jimenez work. He gets a ground ball off the bat of Ramirez, and Atkins shows what he can do. 1 out.
Yeah, so far, Ubaldo has challenged the Red Sox hitters. He has not thrown the curveball, and we were talking to Bob Apodaca, the pitching coach, before the game. And a fascinating note, Bob said that he thought that Jimenez's curveball would be better here in Boston at sea level instead of Mile High Stadium. And he's yet to throw one, but we'll see if Bob's right. But he has encouraged Jimenez to do that, to throw the 2-seam fastball inside the right-handers, but don't try to be too fine. It's interesting about that curveball, and we'll tell you why.
0-1 is the count on Lowell. There's a breaking ball, and it's a bit high. At Coors Field, they have a band of purple seats up in the upper deck that denotes where we are 1 mile from sea level. Lowell reaching for it. Atkins went a mile to get that ball to his left. What a play. 2 out. And Tim, the problem has always been, since baseball has been played there, and not just obviously since Major League Baseball has been there, but breaking balls from pitchers don't tend to have as much break at the higher altitude.
I guess the most celebrated case was when Darryl Kyle signed with the Colorado Rockies and had just that devastating curveball, and it didn't work at Coors Field.
Here's J.D. Drew, takes a strike.
But we are almost at sea level here at Boston. We are 20 feet. We checked on that in Boston. It's 20 feet above sea level. So the curve should work, according to Bob Apodaca.
0-2 is the count on Drew. But most impressive about Jimenez right now is that he's doing what his pitching coach told him, which is attack the strike zone and make these Red Sox hitters swing the bat. That just missed inside. The biggest problem for Francis and anybody on the mound last night for Colorado were the walks.
Right. That's normally the biggest problem for any pitcher or pitching staff. And last night, no exception.
And Drew is hit on this cold night. And he can't put any weight on that right leg at all.
Well, I think that hit bone of J.D. Drew, it looked like a slider from Jimenez. Yep, it was a slider. Hits him right on the right ankle, the outside of the right ankle. Ouch.
And J.D. Drew has been so hot and so valuable in this lineup of late for Terry Francona, and that just didn't sound good.
No, it didn't.
Let's listen to the hit by pitch.
The ball didn't roll that far away either. And normally, if it rolls a long way away from the batter who is hit, then it's more of a glancing blow. But when it stays close like that, you know it got him flush.
So Terry Francona pats him on the chest, and he's going to stay in. Batter will be Jason Varitek. One on, 2 out, and Varitek, who was 2 for 4 in game 1, switch hitting catcher, looks at a breaking ball for strike 1. 5 hits in his last 8 at bats. He started the postseason cold, and as we said during the ALCS, he gets sick and tired of people saying that he wears down at the end of the year. But it is a long year for a guy who's back there day after day after day. Fastball misses, and it's 1-1. Jason playing in his 51st career postseason game with the Red Sox, most ever. Obviously more opportunities with the extra rounds of playoffs. So 1-1. 1-2. Getting to know Jason Varitek. Enjoys listening to Dave Matthews Band. And that's a group.
Yes.
Bare Naked Ladies.
That's good explanation.
The 1-2. On the outside corner. First strikeout for Jimenez. And we go to the third. Curt Schilling will go back to work here in the 3rd inning. The 9-1 and 2 batters scheduled. Spilborghs, then Taveras and Matsui. Before we go any further, all of us at Fox want to send along our thoughts, prayers, congratulations, and admiration to the firefighters and those public servants who since last Sunday have been fighting that raging fire in Southern California.
Horrible.
And doing it at great risk to themselves. Last time was that terrible fire 3 years ago. 5 firefighters perished, and so they fight it morning, noon, and night. And we're all thinking about you here on the other side of the country while we play game 2 of the World Series as a strike pours in from Schilling and the count's 0-2 on Spilborghs. Taveras has scored the only run of the night. He was hit by a pitch to start and scored on a ground out by Helton. 0-2. Ball 1. Meanwhile, there's another story that is so sad and disturbing. Before this game, there was a moment of silence here at Fenway Park in memory of Matthew Wasser, who was a media relations intern from the Yankees who was working for baseball here during the postseason. Matthew, 22 years old, was killed in a traffic accident. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Over but low. That happened on Sunday morning prior to Game 7 of the ALCS in Waltham, Mass. 22 years old, an intern with the New York Yankees from New Jersey. And his cab was struck by a car whose driver has been charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. And so a moment of silence prior to tonight's game in memory of Matthew Wasser. His poor parents and family mourning the loss of that young man. And now with 1 out, nobody on, back to the top of the order in Willie Taveras. Second strikeout for Schilling as he tries to settle in and get into the flow of this game, something that Terry Francona, his manager, really tracks in the early innings. More so now than when he was more of a power pitcher. At Fenway Park, game 2. Boston up 1-0. That's us. And last night, after a 13-1 victory by the Red Sox, the guy at the plate got it started this evening and scored the only run so far. That's on the outside corner, 0-2. There's a big hit in the inning by Holiday that sent Taveras to third after he'd been hit by a pitch, and then Willie scored on the ground out by Helton. The 0-2. Lowell to his left. 2 out.
Odd thing about this World Series game, the Colorado Rockies, their first base runner was hit by a pitch. The Boston Red Sox, their first base runner, hit by a pitch. Taveras and J.D. Drew.
Taveras hit with a glance off the back of the left hand, and J.D. Drew was drilled on a slider by Jimenez on the right ankle, but able to continue. And now with 2 out, nobody on, Kazuo Matsui steps in. Fly to center his first time. He is 1 for 5 in the series. Strike 1. Schilling gave up a leadoff hit to Hop last inning. And since then, it's been a lot of strikes, 2 strikeouts, and Schilling looks like he is officially settled into a groove.
To reiterate, a strike throwing machine.
Varitek wanted it up there. Schilling hit the glove. What a luxury it is for the Red Sox, and Varitek in particular, last night catching Beckett, who did exactly what he wanted to do all night, and Varitek got to see how these Rocky hitters responded. Bob Apodaca is the pitching coach for the Colorado Rockies. What a job he has done. He's wearing a microphone for us tonight. Somebody's trying to cover it up down there, and we'll let you in on what he said to Jimenez Last time he was sitting in the dugout during the last break. It's Ellsbury, Lugo, and Pedroia here in the third inning for Boston. 1-0 Colorado, and Jimenez has been impressive. That one takes off, and the count's 2-0.
You are seeing two pitchers who throw the fastball differently. Curt Schilling realizes he can't throw the fastball in the middle of the plate. He goes for the corners. Jimenez's stuff is so good, he can throw the ball over the middle of the plate like that. Dare somebody to hit it. Curt Schilling won't do that.
And the variety with the velocity. He can throw breaking ball in the 70s. He'll throw his fastball in the high 90s. That one right in between at 86 miles per hour. Is that a straight change?
Probably.
86 mile an hour straight change. And the count's 2-2. Matsui to his right. One away. Here's what Bob Apodaca, his pitching coach, said to Ubaldo Jimenez.
You're showing all these guys, you're showing these hitters now that you're going to be in the strike zone, that you're attacking the strike zone, doing exactly what you're doing. Now it's a ball game. Now it's just a ball game.
Apodaca has been so good with this Rockies staff. ERA, they led the National League in the second half of the season. Overall, they were 8th best. So that's how much better they got as the season wore on. How about that curveball that has Lugo giving up on it? Strike one. Leadoff man is gone. Ooh, a late strike call, and Lugo backs out of there. It's 0-2.
First one was a curveball. This was more of a slider. Lugo thought it was low, very close.
So the count's 0-2. No record this postseason for Jimenez, but an ERA of 1.59 in 2 starts. He struck out 11, but walked 8. To the right side, Matsui to his left. He's a good one. 2 out. How has Jimenez recorded his outs so far this evening? First 2 flied out, and then it's been a ground ball fest. With a strikeout mixed in. 2 out, nobody on. Back to the top of the order, and Dustin Pedroia. .97, but low, ball 1. Jimenez, a non-drafted free agent, signed as a 17-year-old out of the Dominican. Tailing fastball that misses. It's 2-0. From Nagua, the Dominican Republic. His dad was in Denver with him during the 8-day layoff and saw snow for the first time in his life.
Had never been on an airplane before taking a flight from Santo Domingo to Atlanta, where he saw his son pitch on August the 4th. 52 years old, a retired bus driver, and his mom is a nurse in the Dominican.
That's high for ball 4, and there's the first walk of the night. And now Youkilis, the red hot Kevin Youkilis, will bat. Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal. Ken.
Joe, on August 24th, Clint Hurdle wrote the number 64 on the top of his lineup card. 64 being the football uniform number of 15-year-old Kyle Blakeman, who was suffering from a rare form of cancer. That night, the Rockies scored 5 runs in the 9th to beat the Nationals. Blakeman died not long after, but Hurdle kept putting 64 on his lineup card. The number proved especially magical the night the Rockies advanced to the World Series. The Rockies scored 6 runs in the 4th inning. Their starting pitcher, Franklin Morales, threw 64 pitches, and the Rockies beat the Diamondbacks 6-4.
Thank you, Ken. And for a guy like Clint Hurdle, who Torrealba goes out to try and calm down Jimenez after the walk, and now a pitch high to Youkilis. Hurdle is an inspirational leader down in the dugout and was saying, well, we washed off last night's defeat. Right after the game, we pick it up, we come back, that's what we do, and here they are behind Jimenez, leading at Boston in the third. That's a high strike. And Jimenez and these Red Sox hitters are trying to figure out where the strike zone is right now. 1 ball, 1 strike with Ortiz on deck. Hurdle seems like the right guy.
He does.
For the kind of team that he has. A young group, a couple of veterans sprinkled in like Helton. But he is a rah-rah type manager, and they have taken to it. That's strike 2. Youkilis' first time, fly to center, got under it, hit it pretty well. With these young guys stacked in this lineup, taking on the Red Sox in this World Series, that's over the head of Youkilis.
That was close. Kevin Youkilis just getting out of the way. Jimenez trying to come inside. That's part of pitching, to move the feet of a hitter. Bob Apodaca saying that he wanted Jimenez to come inside. All pitches do not have to be strikes to be effective.
In September, Jabba Chamberlain, another young pitcher, hard thrower, hit Kevin Youkilis. He was hit 15 times during the regular season. He is right on top of the plate. And after the high hard one, the breaking ball, Jimenez got under it and didn't do anything. And now the count's full. Pedroia will take off at first.
After that pitch that was high, Torrealba dropping his arm, and just to remind Jimenez, don't drop your arm. Try to stay on top of the ball. You'll get a fastball here.
Runner goes, and Youkilis fouls it.
If you're ever at a ballpark and you see the catcher shaking his head to the pitcher, the hitter, of course, can't see him, but you know that a fastball will be coming after that. Catchers don't do that to pitchers unless they're calling for a fastball. Now it's Jimenez's turn to shake him off.
Runner goes again, and that's low for ball 4. 2 on for Ortiz. Here is David Ortiz as the Red Sox are a little more patient this time around through the lineup. Stretching out Ubaldo and making him work. He has walked back-to-back hitters, and Ortiz is trying to make him pay for it. Strike 1.
Good fastball on the outside corner to start off Ortiz.
First pitch of this inning coming for this 23-year-old kid.
One of the great clutch hitters of his era, David Ortiz.
One and one. Pedroia, the lead man at second. Youkilis on at first. 2 out. 1-0 Rockies in the third. Ball 2. Coming into tonight in 93 1/3 total innings pitched, Jimenez had walked 45. A lot of moving parts, according to his pitching coach, Bob Apodaca, to his delivery. And he can get out of whack. He's behind Ortiz, 2-1. Ortiz down the right field line. This ball is foul.
Ortiz out in front. He hit that ball off the end of the bat. Just a little too quick. Home run distance. Foul by about 3 feet.
And definitely foul, as you could see it pass in front of. It's gone there, so it's in front of and to the foul side of the pole. Named after Johnny Pesky down the right field line here at Fenway. 2-2 the count. Late swing as Ortiz was fooled. It's still 2-2.
That's the best pitch that Jimenez has thrown tonight. A breaking ball after 4 fastballs. And you can see Ortiz totally fooled.
Ortiz went around. A big strikeout for Jimenez, his second of the night. It's the 4th inning. It's the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Rockies, and that means Holliday, Helton, and Atkins. Strike one. We had a chance to visit with John Farrell, who is the pitching coach for Terry Francona, his former teammate with the Cleveland Indians way back in the 80s. The 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. First time up, Holliday got the key hit in the first inning that went off the glove of Lowell. Trickled away. Taveras went from first to third on that ball and scored on the ground out by Helton. 2-1. You were talking last night, Tim, about the short stroke for a big guy that Matt Holliday possesses.
Some odd strokes in the way different hitters go about it. Matt Holliday, however, 6'3" and has a very short stroke. Very short.
Good pitch on the inside corner. 2-2.
Normally, the shorter the stroke, the less power you have. But with Matt Holliday, who weighs 230 pounds, if he can control that short stroke, he can hit it far enough, and he has this year.
2-2 pitch is up. 3-2.
Dustin Pedroia, on the other hand, with the Red Sox, a small man with a long stroke, but he gets it done. He somehow gets the bat head through the strike zone quickly.
Holliday rips his second hit of the night up the middle. Leadoff man is on for the 3rd inning tonight for the Rockies, and Curt Schilling gives up the hit. We talked to John Farrell, his pitching coach, and we believed, John backed it up, that Schilling has settled into this game.
Yeah, it really does, Joe. I think the biggest thing in this past inning we've seen is his ability to throw his curveball for strikes, and I think as Curt has gotten relaxed over recent starts, that has been the key. But I think everything is still going to work off the location of his fastball, and he's had good location here tonight.
Curveball tonight, and his cutter also, right, John?
Well, it's something that he keeps the left-handers honest with. He can throw it up at their hands or down underneath the swing, and with Hopp and Helton, they're 2 quality left-handers, and he's got to use both sides of the plate.
You guys have gone to great lengths in the second half of the season to give Schilling extra rest when you can. That's not the case tonight. Any difference you see, or did he tell you anything before the start this evening?
No, actually, Joe, he's bounced back fairly well here with just the normal rest of 4 days. His work in between has been consistent, whether it's been 4 days or 5 days of rest. And I think it's been evident here tonight with the crispness to his fastball. We all know that he's not the mid-90s he once was, but still, I think the quality location is that indication that his health is fine, and he feels physically well here tonight.
Welcome to the World Series, John. You having any fun?
It's been a blast so far, and and we've got a good team against us here. We respect that lineup very well. A good fastball hitting club, and as long as Kirk keeps commanding the zone, we should be okay.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Joe. See you, Tim.
Well, we talked to John Farrell, 2 outs on fly balls off the bat of Helton. This one off the bat of Atkins, 2 out.
And the first fly ball was what John Farrell was talking about, right in on the hands of Todd Helton, and in just enough to rob him of his power. And then with Atkins up, similar pitch. So the cutter is used to great effectiveness for Schilling so far tonight, but Todd Helton thinking he just missed that cutter.
And now Hop, who singled his first time. Brad had a great regular season with 29 home runs, and he goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Lugo wants it. Lugo has it. Bottom of the 4th inning here at Fenway. Here's Manny Ramirez, a cleanup hitter for the Red Sox. Lowell and then J.D. Drew. Jimenez fooled him. Strike 1.
Credit Torrealba for changing things up. Second time through the lineup. All fastballs the first time up to Ramirez. And now starting off Manny with a curveball.
We talked to Clint Hurdle during the last break, and we'll play that for you when we get a chance. The 0-1 to Ramirez. In at the knees, 0-2. Ubaldo Jimenez walked 2 with 2 out last inning, and then struck out David Ortiz to get out of trouble. And now he jams Manny Ramirez. Good moving delivery, and Atkins over at third hauls it in. And we talked to Clint Hurdle about this 23-year-old right-hander who has been impressive so far.
Pitching like he's in the backyard tonight. Yeah, he's got a good feel for things, man. He's letting it go, and big at bat right there with Big Poppy up there, and he made some pitches, kept his composure. Yeah, he's doing a good job for us. What we needed.
When we talked to your pitching coach Bob Apodaca, he said, you know, attack the strike zone. He's got good enough stuff, even against a great hitting lineup like the Boston Red Sox, to not try and pick his way through this lineup.
No, he doesn't need to pick. He's got weapons to get people out. Whether he throws a slider, the slow curveball, the fastball's got good finish. He's thrown a couple changeups that have had real nice action to it. So we're glad we got him.
So much has been made about your shortstop, and rightly so, but I'll tell you, Garrett Atkins looks like he can cover a ton of ground over at third base.
You know, he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. He's under the radar kind of guy, even with his bat. I mean, he puts up big numbers, he drives and runs, and he works hard on his defense every day and takes a lot of pride in it. And he's made some plays for us tonight that have stuck out already.
Yeah, we thank you for your time. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. A 2-0 pitch, and Mike Lowell fouls it off his ankle or foot and hobbles around. The count's 2-1 with 1 out, nobody on. Clint Hurdle was a cover boy. Sports Illustrated back in 1978. This year's phenom. They called him. It never panned out in the big leagues for Clint Hurdle, but here he is managing this Colorado team as that pitch is high. 3-1, and there it is from March 1978.
Signed by the Kansas City Royals, was in a World Series 2 years later against the Philadelphia Phillies in 1980.
3-1 pitch. Lowell tried to check his swing. He did, and that's the 3rd walk of the night for Jimenez. 1 on, 1 out, and J.D. Drew, who was hit by a pitch his first time up, digs his way in, and I'm sure J.D.'s talking about that with your Torrealba. It was not a pleasant looking or sounding hit by pitch. Drew has hit in 7 straight postseason games, .393 over that stretch. Really finished September well, and he adds to it. Hitting line drives. Lowell is going to go first to third. Throw to third. Strong throw, but safe, and down to second is Drew.
You run the bases with the number of outs in mind. It's always a good chance to go to third with one out or to try it. You make the outfielder throw you out. Strong throw, but a high throw, allowing Drew to go to third. But excellent decision on Mike Lowell's part. The third base coach does not have anything to do with that. He made up his own mind and makes it. Excellent base running for the Red Sox now.
Looked like the left foot of Atkins almost got in the way of Lowell's left hand as he made his dive. Great throw by Hoppen right, a little wide, and it's second and third, one out for Varitek, who with a hit could give the Red Sox the lead. That's into center field. Back is Taveras. Tying run will score. That's Lowell. Over to third goes Drew. It's 1-1 here in the fourth. Base running pays off for both teams so far tonight.
Willie Taveras going to third with one out in the first inning, and Mike Lowell going to third with one out here in the fourth inning. And the sacrifice fly by Varitek. Tell you, base running, once a guy drops his bat, base running is the biggest determining factor to whether you're going to get runs or not. It is so important. So important.
Drew now the runner at third, two out. Atkins is pulled in at third with Jacoby Ellsbury at the plate. Rookie on rookie here in game 2 of the World Series, tie game, fourth inning. Rookie Jimenez and the rookie Ellsbury, who is 2 out of 14 this postseason with 2 RBIs. One ball, one strike. I'm impressed that they change up the beat out there in the bullpen. I mean, it's something different just about every time we listen in.
It's a feel thing. Try to do it in unison with the crowd. There you go.
Runner at third, 2 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellsbury takes high. Guys in the bullpen consider that their pirate ship out there, and so they call it the Black Pearl. Two-one pitch. Stays up and away, 3-1 with Lugo on deck. Drew at third, the go-ahead run with 2 out. First and third, 2 out.
Comes Bob Apodaca. I think he's out there to talk to both Torrealba and Jimenez, just in case Jacoby Ellsbury tries to steal second base. What are you going to do? Are you going to throw through? With runners on at first and third, the catcher will look the runner back at third base and then throw to second base. If you do that with Ellsbury, he's going to steal the base. I think Apodaca's talking to not only to Jimenez, but to Tulowitzki also.
And don't you think, Tim, that with the kind of stuff that Jimenez has, you've got Lugo at the plate, whatever Ellsbury is going to do, Jimenez cannot get too worried about the runner. 2 out in the inning, you got to come right after the hitter.
That's the key. With 2 outs, you go at the hitter, you get him out. I mean, you make Ellsbury think you're worried about him, but you're really not. The pitcher or the catcher. If he does steal, I would be a bit surprised to see Torrealba not throw through or not have the infielders covered.
First and third for Lugo. Lugo takes a strike. Here's what Bob Apodaca had to say on the mound.
Okay, you know what we need to do here. Okay, now we got to get away from just effort and trying to throw hard and get back to quality. You're not in trouble, they're in trouble because you're one good pitch getting out of here. Okay?
He threw a good pitch for strike one, and now a ground ball is foul. Foul ball, and it would have scored 2. With Ellsbury on the run, he was almost to third base when that ball kicked out into left field.
I'm not sure if anyone was covering or not, but this ball just foul. Just foul.
Great call by Mike Everett, who had to get out of the way in the process, and it was a foul ball.
Well, we'll see if either Matsui, nobody's covering. Matsui's going over to his right because the ball's hit down the third baseline. But that's the strategy. And if you're the Red Sox right now, if you're Ellsbury, if they're not covering, take it.
2 strikes on Lugo, who came within a foot of putting Boston on top for the first time tonight. No throwdown, a stolen base for Jacoby Ellsbury at second and third, 2 out. And with that stolen base, Jacoby Ellsbury just won America a free taco from Taco Bell. Visit a participating Taco Bell on October 30th from 2 to 5 p.m. to get your free taco. And now a hit means 2 runs. Lugo behind on the count, 1-2. Two out in the inning. Over the head of Lugo. That's the second one that's gotten away in that direction from Jimenez tonight.
Well, the first one was a fastball over the head of Kevin Youkilis. This is a curve. This ball just gets away from him, backs up. How in the world could Lugo get out of the way of that ball?
And how about Torrealba catch it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, from a catcher's standpoint, you think the ball's going to hit him. But Torrealba, no problem.
Second and third, 2 out, 2-2 pitch. Full count with Pedroia on deck. It was an 0-2 count to the number 9 hitter Lugo. Now it's 3-2. Slow roller to Helton, the 3-time Gold Glove Award winner, gets it, steps on, and the inning is over. And looked more dialed in as the innings have gone on. Ubaldo Jimenez has gone the opposite direction. 2 walks in the third inning, got around it with a strikeout of Ortiz. 2 walks in the fourth inning and got Lugo on the ground out on a 3-2 pitch to keep it 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the rookie shortstop. Schilling has fooled Tulowitzki a couple of times with deliveries, and it's 1-2.
That is the cut fastball, and you think of how effective that pitch has been for Curt Schilling. That's what Terry Francona said. If the cut fastball is on, he'll pitch a good game.
Varitek stabbing at that ball. It's 2-2.
Splitter.
And a foul ball. I mentioned it earlier going to break. when you've got a guy last night like Beckett who is doing what he wants to do, and Varitek is able to call the game and sit there and look at the reactions of these hitters, same lineup tonight for the Rockies, it certainly gives Varitek a leg up the next night, and now he is guiding Schilling through this start. The 2-2 pitch to Tulowitzki. Full count.
The cadence and rhythm between a catcher and a pitcher, very, very important. It's the silent game that goes on between the two. The feel the catcher gets from the hitter.
After just about every start, Schilling makes it a point to talk about how good Varitek is with that. A leadoff walk. Schilling let one get away, and that's the first walk of the night. Let's go down to Chris Myers.
Joe, it was just about a week ago when the Red Sox were down 3-1 to the Indians in the American League Championship Series. A players-only meeting was called by David Ortiz and Curt Schilling. Terry Francona was aware of it, but it was players only, no coaches. Jonathan Papelbon said they brought up 2004 when they rallied against the Yankees and went on to win the World Series. The message was just win one at bat, win one pitch, then win one inning, then win one game, and from there you can get to and win a World Series. And J.D. Drew said it wasn't only what they said, it was how they said it. These guys have done it. Now we have to do it. The Red Sox haven't lost since.
Think one, Chris, and you win.
Here is a bunt by Torrealba. A pickup by Lowell. Out at first is the Rocky catcher. Down to second is Tulowitzki with one out.
In a play like that, it's interesting to note that third base should be covered by the catcher. When the third baseman comes in, the catcher goes out and he continues down to third base. Watch Lowell make the play and watch Varitek. Realizing third base is vacated, he ends up covering the bag.
Tulowitzki is the man at second, and the difference, National League, American League lineup, and with the DH, instead of the pitcher coming up, it's an obvious point, but for Torrealba, bunting the runner along, now the number 9 man is Spilborghs, who's been a pretty good RBI producer for the Rockies. He had 51 RBIs in part-time duty for Clint Hurdle, and from the middle of September on, he has hit .353.
Yeah, 51 RBIs, and he missed the first 7 weeks of the season. He wasn't called up until May 19th.
Strike 2 on Spilborghs. Nothing and 2 on Ryan Spilborghs.
That was a mistake right there. Fastball, fat part of the plate on an 0-2 count. Spilborghs wants that one back.
Each pitcher has thrown 64 deliveries to this point. It's carried Schilling through 4 1/3. Jimenez through 4, and the 0-2 to Spilborghs inside corner, 2 out.
After missing away, Schilling and Varitek come back inside to freeze Spilborghs. He thought it was inside, but it looked like a strike. Here's that mistake right down the pipe. Now Schilling comes back to get him.
Now it's up to Willy Taveras. Trying to put Colorado back on top. Runner at second, Tulowitzki, 2 out. And a ground ball to short. Lugo makes the play. A 1-1 game, only 1 hit for Boston, but it was a big one by Drew. It set up the scoring chance for the Red Sox. Strike 1 to Pedroia, the leadoff man in this lineup. Youkilis will follow, and then Ortiz. The only hit by Drew after a 1-out walk to Mike Lowell. Lowell went first to third on the single to right by Drew and scored on a sac fly by Varitek. 1-1. Pedroia has walked and flied out.
Good quick slider to Pedroia. 2 fastballs and a slider. His breaking stuff almost as impressive as his fastball.
2-2. Tonight in the clubhouse for the Red Sox, there was a picture of Dustin Pedroia celebrating last night, and one of his teammates wrote, "Rat Boy." Gives high fives to his teammates after his home run. They love to pick on him. They love this guy. Why not? What a rookie season. 2-2 pitch. Chopped to third. Tough play. Atkins gloves, throws, stretched by Helton. Got him.
Boy, that is a terrific play in that Garrett got so much on the ball in foul territory, kind of stepping over the bag, and a strong throw to get Pedroia. Good play.
So the leadoff man is gone. Look at the stretch by Helton on the other end. According to his manager, Clint Hurdle, Todd Helton has never played a better first base, and that's saying a lot because he's always been one of the best. Curveball drops in from Jimenez for a strike to Youkilis.
Remember, that's a sea-level curveball right there.
3-time Gold Glove Award winner is Todd Helton, the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good game. 1-1, bottom of the 5th inning. 1-1 pitch is high. Three and 1. You heard Jamie Carroll during the lineup say that his teammate Todd Helton had the better goatee than Kevin Youkilis. That's down the middle, full count. And in the effort of being fair and balanced, you decide.
Both first basemen.
Youkilis with a full count. 3-2 pitch is hit into right center. Tailing away from Taveras, but he covers a ton of ground. 2 out. Bob Apodaca has been busy down in the dugout. More sounds of the game from the Colorado pitching coach.
Okay, let's get back to attacking the strike zone. Not trying to miss contact. You know, they're not going to get the kind of contact they want because of your stuff. But we're going to attack the strike zone with down in the strike, just like you started the game. I don't care who's hitting. I don't care who's hitting. You're in the strike zone with your stuff. We're going to get people out.
Pitch to contact means use the guys behind you. You have 7 guys behind you. They get paid a lot of money and are good defensive players. Use them.
Here's David Ortiz with 2 out. Ball 1. And you can hear just in the voice and the way that Bob Apodaca is talking. He's part pitching coach, part Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Trying to pump up his 23-year-old and remind him how good he really is, and to just trust his natural ability and challenge these guys. A 1-0 on the outside corner, a ball and a strike.
There are times to challenge, times to toy with guys. Curveball and a fastball situation to Ortiz.
First 2 are gone here in the 5th inning. Ortiz takes inside. I've been as impressed so far tonight. Jimenez, we've seen the electric stuff. We've seen him walk 4. We've seen him get big outs. He has struck out 2, including Ortiz. But I've been as impressed with Schilling.
Absolutely.
The 2-1. That misses the outside corner. Curt Schilling hit the first batter. That man Taveras came around to score, and Schilling has gotten better as this game has gone on. Wakefield was supposed to start game 2 for Boston. He's not active. with that muscle strain in his upper right shoulder. So Schilling is pitching on regular rest, and he looks terrific. 3-1. Fooled Ortiz, who was out in front of it, full count. They've had other opportunities after putting their leadoff man on in the second, in the fourth, in the fifth, but haven't done anything with it. 3-2 to Ortiz with 2 out is inside for ball 4, and Manny Ramirez will bat. 5 walks in 4 2/3 innings from Jimenez. And the Rockies, whether it's Clint Hurdle, Bob Apodaca, they have to live with what Jimenez does out of the strike zone if they're going to take what he does inside the strike zone. Still trying to figure it out. Still trying to refine his mechanics and repeat his delivery, as Manny Ramirez has done this over his last 22 postseason games. 24 RBIs, and he's hit just under 400. Ball 1. Last night it was a ton of 2-out damage by the Boston Red Sox lineup. 12 for 20, 11 RBIs, 8 walks with 2 outs in game 1. 1-1. Affeldt is getting loose. He worked last night. Tonight the Red Sox 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. 2 out. A walk to Ortiz. He's at first. It takes a lot to chase him around the bases. He's got a bad knee. And Ramirez is in the hole 1-2.
Talked about it during the postseason. Perhaps more than any player in the major leagues, he is less affected with 2 strikes. He can strike like a cobra in a basket.
Now Matt Hergis, the right-hander, joins Affeldt. The 1-2. 97. Ramirez put a good swing on it, and back to the screen it went.
Yeah, how many guys with 2 strikes can put a good swing on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball? Not many.
Hard hit, base hit past Atkins, who is near the line. And it's first and second, 2 out here in the 5th inning for the Red Sox.
Here's a sequence of pitches by Jimenez to Ramirez. The fastball is low. The slider, swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup. Then he fouls back the fastball. Another fastball inside, gets by the diving Atkins. It is a little odd. You commented on Atkins being close to the line. With a guy like Jimenez, I think you got to give all hitters the lines. I don't think you can play that close to the line. He's certainly not that close with Lowell up there.
Mike Lowell could put Boston out in front for the first time tonight. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 1. You wonder, with Drew on deck and Affeldt in the bullpen, if Jimenez can't get Lowell, if that's it. That would be the main reason why the left-hander is getting loose here with 2 out in the 5th. Two and 0. 90th pitch of the night coming right here from Ubaldo Jimenez. It's a 2-0. Strike one.
Slider in a fastball count.
And in a good spot. 2 balls and a strike, 2 on, 2 out, tie game, 5th inning. Good arms in this Colorado outfield, especially Hop and right. Lead runner is David Ortiz, who does not run well at all. Line drive into left will put Boston out in front. Mike Lowell has delivered. Ortiz scores. It's 2-1 Red Sox.
He threw the 2-0 slider and fooled Lowell. But he took one more dip in there and no fooling the veteran hitter. Over the outside part of the plate, you see the spin on the slider. And Lowell puts the Red Sox ahead.
And may have knocked out Jimenez in the 5th. That's it. The last pitch from Ubaldo Jimenez, the 23-year-old. A slider that stayed up. Mike Lowell took care of it. Ortiz scored from second. And here in the 5th inning, the Red Sox lead 2-1.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
4 2/3, only 3 hits, with 5 walks, and that combination of a walk, a single, a double by Lowell, and it's 2-1 Boston. Now Jeremy Affeldt, a hard-throwing left-hander, will deal with J.D. Drew. It's 2nd and 3rd, 2 out. Big confrontation here between these two. Affeldt tries to keep it a 1-run game. And what a play by Torrealba. We have been impressed in 2 games how good he is back there.
Yeah, this is the best of the 2 games right here. This is one of those 58-foot curveballs coddled by Torrealba. What a play.
One ball, no strikes on Drew, who was hit by a pitch and singled. He is hot, red hot for the Red Sox. What has J.D. Drew done in this situation? During the postseason, 4 for 9. With runners in scoring position and 2 out. It's Drew up now with a switch hitting Varitek next. Strike one. Affeldt worked a scoreless inning last night. Did allow a hit. 8 walks last night were handed to the Red Sox. Tonight 5 by the starter Jimenez. 2-1 pitch. Instead Affeldt steps off. Three and one. Breaking ball on a 3-1 count. It finds the strike zone. Full count.
4 of the 5 pitches have been sliders. This one drops in there. J.D. Drew, you got to be leaning toward a slider. Maybe not guessing, but leaning toward one.
And it misses to load him up. 94 miles per hour, which doesn't mean slider, and the bases are loaded. 2 out for Jason Varitek. Varitek, a sac fly in the 4th inning, struck out in the 2nd against Jimenez, and he will not face Affeldt. Clint Hurdle has something to say to DeMarlo Hale on his way out to the field to take the ball from Affeldt and hand it to Matt Hergis. Bases loaded, 2 out. Varitek coming up. Meanwhile, Matt Hergis, who had to beg his way into spring training with the Colorado Rockies, did not get an invitation leading into spring training. Was willing to go to the minor leagues, work on his stuff, prove himself yet again. He's been a big part of the bullpen for Colorado in the 2nd half, and here he is, Tim, with a bases loaded, 2 out, 5th inning of a 1-run game.
Well, that stuff you were talking about includes a straight change, and that's the pitch to Varitek. He is an excellent fastball hitter. That's why Hurdle didn't want Affeldt to stay in the game to throw the fastball to Varitek.
Outside for ball 1. The Red Sox catcher and captain has an RBI tonight and is 2 out of 5 in this World Series. The bullpen, such a big part of the success of the Rockies. Not good last night. We're just trying to change that here tonight. 1-0. After the fastball and fouled back, 1-1. This Colorado bullpen had a 1.60 ERA this postseason. But last night, Franklin Morales went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 7 runs on 6 hits. Spire faced 3 batters, walked all 3. Hergis worked a scoreless inning and a 1/3. Hergis has been all over the National League West. Came up with the Dodgers. Spent a year in Montreal, then San Diego, San Francisco, Arizona. Now Colorado. In the air to left and easy for Holiday. Matt Hergis comes in and with a bases loaded gets Jason Varitek. Matsui, Holiday, and Helton. Caswell is 0 for 2. Shows bunt, takes a strike on a wide pitch. 0-1. Matsui is fly to center. Struck out. And takes a ball.
Bears repeating, the Rockies have had the leadoff batter on in 4 of the 5 innings. But they've only had 2 runners on base in 1 inning, and that was the first.
The 1-1 from Schilling. Hit foul. Everybody's got an opinion on Curt Schilling, especially everybody within the game. He's bounced around in his career. He's a multimedia experience. He blogs, he calls in on radio shows. He likes to give the good quote on TV. But the bottom line is, when he's on the mound, especially in October, he knows what to do. Whether he's got his great stuff or he has to outthink the guys in the batter's box, he is a winner, and he's doing it again tonight. As Matsui fouls it off the home plate umpire, Laz Diaz.
I think it went off the mid of Varitek and the mask of Diaz.
Okajima the lefty. Manny Del Carmen the right-hander. 1-2 on Matsui, leading off in the 6th. 2-2. Here's the other part about Schilling. He's a free agent to be in a thin free agent class. He made $13 million this year. Spent time on the DL, but proving again, when the lights are the brightest, he is at his best. The 2-2. Popped up on the infield. Lugo and Pedroia. It's Lugo. Royce Clayton, wearing a microphone last night, had this to say to
Hey, you like Taco Bell?
Jacoby Ellsbury.
You know, if somebody steals a base in the World Series, everybody in America gets a Taco Bell free taco.
Everybody in America?
Everybody in America gets a free taco.
Everybody will be getting one tonight.
Nah, but America's depending on you. Next game.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Woo
Tomorrow
woo.
night.
Tomorrow night, guaranteeing tacos.
And he did it. He's the one who has the only steal so far, and that means that America gets a free taco from 2 to 5 p.m. on October 30th. Compliments of Jacoby Ellsbury, and when we talked to Kevin Youkilis about it before the game, he said might cost Taco Bell more if they did it from 2 to 5 a.m. The 1-0 pitch, line drive, base hit. Holiday's 3 for 3. Let's go to Chris Myers. Chris.
Job in the stands with Rob Savage, the COO of Taco Bell. How about the players talking about getting the free taco for the fans?
It's outstanding, and the fact that Jacoby stole that base means no matter who you're a fan of, everybody gets a free taco.
All right, and so that's going to cost you millions. How are you able to do it?
Well, it's all for our customers. We want to do it for our customers, and we're ready to serve millions of free tacos to everybody next Tuesday. Every one of them made fresh for you.
Sound like a sales and pitch man. So baseball, apple pie, and tacos. You know, just for you, we got here a little special. The fans here at Fenway kicked in and got you some clam chowder, even though it's in a Taco Bell. And we got you some hot sauce. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We're thinking outside the bun. Enjoy the game, and thanks for all your help with baseball. And the fans will thank you too. October 30th, right? 2 to 5.
October 30th, 2 to 5.
All right. Participating at Taco Bell. Joe.
Chris, great work. Strike one to Todd Helton. 1 on, 1 out in a 1-run game in the 6th inning. Todd Helton has the only RBI tonight for Colorado, a ground out back in the 1st. He flied to center in the 4th. And Schilling now trying to get around a 1-out hit by Holiday, who's perfect tonight. 1-1.
From Schilling to Schilling.
Well said. Curt and the Red Sox are leading 2-1. There's the tying run, Matt Holliday. And there's strike 2. The guy at the plate, Todd Helton, very nearly became a member of the Boston Red Sox over the offseason. Instead, the deal fell through. He tied for 8th in the league, hit .320, and is 7th on the all-time list in on-base percentage. A career .341 hitter against right-handed pitching. But in the hole here, 1-2. Almost hit him. 2-2.
Thing about Helton, with over 300 home runs for his career, he rarely strikes out. He has struck out over 100 times, once in his magnificent career. Once.
On deck is Atkins. 1 on, 1 out. 2-1 Boston in the 6th. Spoiled it. Talking to Terry Francona, he admits that Curt Schilling still looks over his shoulder at the radar gun when he's pitching. The reading that they have here at Fenway Park or whatever ballpark he is in. Whether you believe the radar gun or not, Schilling on that last fastball hit 92 on our gun. Not the stadium gun, which can sometimes give you readings that make you scratch your head, but on our gun, 92 with a 2-2 count now. Helton waits for the next from the right-hander and takes outside.
That was a splitter that missed outside with the count 3-2 and 1 out. Expect Holiday to be running.
A guy like Helton at the plate, you bank on him making contact. We'll watch Holiday over at first, see if he takes off. He goes. Helton fouls it. This is certainly a ballpark with the dimensions here and the different angles. It's starting the runner. Holiday can score from first on a well-placed hit.
You know, with the combinations, that's how managers determine whether to send the runner or not. You've got a contact hitter in Helton, and we talked about Schilling not throwing as hard as he once did. You almost have to put the runner in motion here.
It's a tying run. Holiday with 1 out. '82nd pitch of the night coming from Curt Schilling. Runner goes. Helton takes. Ball 4. 2 on 1 out, and that's 2 walks in this game by Schilling, who walked only 23 all year during the regular season in 151 innings pitched. And now with Atkins coming up, Terry Francona will come out of the dugout, and we'll see if he takes the ball from Curt Schilling. It's Okajima. Is this it for Schilling in a Red Sox uniform? They'll let him have it here at Fenway Park as he makes his exit, leading 2-1 in the 6th. And that fan with a sign here at Fenway Park, the bloody sock, back in 2004 during the ALCS with the Yankees.
4 hits and 3 hits by the guy who's on second base, Matt Holliday.
He's the tying run. Go-ahead run is Helton at first, and the batter is Garrett Atkins against the left-hander Hideki Okajima. That's how much faith Terry Francona has in Okajima, who's good against both lefties and righties. Right-handed batter, and here is the first-year Boston Red Sox left-hander, and this year an all-star, Hideki Okajima.
Look at that. Right-handers much worse than left-handers.
That's inside, ball 1. Atkins tonight is grounded out, flied out, drove in 111 runs, 8th best total in the National League during the regular season. But only 1 RBI this postseason. There's a big one sitting out there for him at second base. Strike 1.
You happen to watch the ALCS, you know the deception of Hideki Okajima. That violent jerk of his head toward third base, and hitters just simply cannot wait for the ball. They have a tendency to commit too quickly, and that's the biggest secret of his success. Varitek put down the wrong sign. Sometimes you do that. You flash him so quickly, you go, wait a minute, hold it, time out. I didn't want that one. We'll do it again.
Runners on at first and second, one out, and the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Hideki Okajima has been so good all year, but never better than in Game 7 of the ALCS when he took over from Matsuzaka in the 6th inning and pitched the game into the 8th. When Papelbon took over, allowed 1 hit over 2 innings, got the save, and the Red Sox won the game 11-2. Off the end of the bat. The only play at first. The runners advance to second and third, and Brad Hopp will be the hitter. They look like they're packing up or trying to get warm. Second and third, 2 out, and Hopp the hitter. He went, couldn't hold up. Strike 1 from Okajima.
Well, you had Atkins just hit the ball off the end of the bat to first base, and now Brad Hopp can't wait. You know, and from the bench, hitters say, I can't wait to get up there, and then when you get up there, they can't wait.
Oh, and 1 the count on Hopp. Could put the Rockies back on top, and that's on the inside corner. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-2.
And when you wait, he buzzes you inside.
The Rockies so far are 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position during the World Series. Schilling is out. Okajima is in. He got Atkins. 0-2 on Brad Hopp. He has been unbelievable, Hideki Okajima. The rookie Jacoby Ellsbury is first up, and he looks at a curveball from Matt Hergis, strike 1. Ellsbury, then Lugo, then Pedroia. 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Boston up 2-1. Good game, bottom of the 6th inning. Game 2. Red Sox won last night by a final of 13-1. Ellsbury has his first hit of the night. Went down to get it, and he's on to start the 6th.
That was a changeup off the plate away, it appeared. Nope, it was on the plate, but down, and that's exactly what Jacoby did. He went down to get that ball and ropes it up the middle.
An impressive 24-year-old Jacoby Ellsbury, who has not been fazed by the big stage at all. And now with his speed on and the speed of Lugo at the plate, we'll see what the Red Sox want to do.
You might see a straight bunt by Terry Francona, but I think you waste an at bat by sacrificing here. I'd opt for the straight steal. Torrealba has thrown out 2 of his last 33 attempting to steal.
And Ellsbury is 11 for 11 as a big leaguer, stealing bases in the regular season and postseason combined. Lugo shows bunt, takes a ball. If you're Matt Hergis, you'd want to go in there, set it on a tee, and take the free out here from Lugo.
Hope he bunts, right. Hope he bunts it fair.
Bullpen is quiet for the Rockies. Same for the Red Sox. Is Lugo still bunting? He is, and it's hard back to Hergis. Thought about second, gets the out at first. Sacrifice is good. 1-3 with a pitcher Hergis throwing to Helton, 1 out.
Only the speed of Ellsbury prevents a fielder's choice by Hergis. This ball bunted hard back to Matt. He looked at second, but elected properly to go to first base.
So Ellsbury at second, 1 out, and Pedroia will be the hitter as Torrealba goes out to talk. Our AT&T poll question was, with no designated hitter in Colorado during the World Series, who should the Red Sox sit? Your options were David Ortiz, Mike Lowell, Kevin Youkilis, and your answer online and texting, David Ortiz, 47% of you. Runner at second, 1 out with Ellsbury inching away. That drops in for a strike to Pedroia. It's an option that literally Terry Francona is undecided upon at the moment, but he is leaning toward playing David Ortiz and sitting Kevin Youkilis, as hot as he is.
I think that would be a mistake. I think you go with defense, particularly when both hitters are hitting about the same, Youkilis and Ortiz. Youkilis gives you much better defense at first base.
1 ball, 1 strike. And for a team like Colorado that features speed and guys who drop down bunts, if Ortiz is at first with his bad knee, if you look at these numbers during the postseason, you take Lowell out of the equation. I know he was on our list, and it's worthwhile having him as part of the question to you, but that's not even a consideration for Terry Francona to take him off third base. So it's either who's going to play first, Youkilis or Ortiz. Francona's leaning toward Ortiz. Strike 2 on Pedroia. May not play all 3 in Denver if there are 3 games there.
No easy choice.
Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal. Ken.
Part of the decision, Joe, involves the fact that the first 2 Rockies pitchers in games 3 and 4 will be right-handed. Josh Fogg and Aaron Cook. And Francona's thinking is have the left-handed Ortiz against the right-handed pitching.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Pedroia with a runner at second, 1 out. Hergis did a great job last inning, and he's trying to get through a scoreless 6th. He entered with the bases loaded, 2 out, and got Varitek on a fly ball to left. And now with Ortiz in the hole, ready to bat after Kevin Youkilis, who's on deck. Brian Fuentes, the left-hander, and LaTroy Hawkins, the right-hander, get loose. Another 1-2. Fastball high. Part of the deception and the attack by Matt Hergis, the pitcher, is varying his delivery out of the stretch. Sometimes a little higher leg kick, sometimes a slide step and a quick delivery, which will make the hitter not all that comfortable at the plate, and certainly the base runner not all that comfortable if Ellsbury had any designs about trying to steal third here with 1 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ellsbury has never had a steal of third in the major leagues.
That's foul. Well, he's able to get a big lead down there at second base. The way Pedroia is hitting, might not need to take that chance in the extra base. With the count 2-2, Pedroia is 0 for 2 tonight with a walk.
Yeah, you're less inclined to steal third when you have 2 hot hitters, Pedroia, Youkilis, and then if one of them get on, David Ortiz.
The 2-2 just got a piece, did Dustin Pedroia. For Pedroia during the regular season, An on-base percentage of .380, which was the best by a Red Sox rookie since Fred Lynn in that great season of 1975 when he was the Rookie of the Year and the MVP. For a pennant-winning Red Sox team. Another 2-2 pitch. And a ground ball to short. Tulowitzki stays down on it, gets the out. Over to third, Ellsbury, 2 away. And now Youkilis. Top of the hour, 11 o'clock in the East. And we're bringing you game 2 from Fenway Park. Much better game tonight. Curt Schilling, the starter for the Red Sox. Ubaldo Jimenez for the Rockies. Both are out of the game in what is a 2-1 affair in the 6th. And Youkilis, who's 0 for 2 tonight, is Ellsbury at third, 2 out. Strike 1 on the outside corner.
Torrealba wants it down. They with the runner on at third base and 2 outs, for a catcher to want the ball down gives you an idea of the guts that he exudes behind the plate, and a pitching staff that feels comfortable throwing the ball in the dirt, knowing it could be a wild pitch.
And a run.
Wants this one up. Be smart, he says.
Way outside and low, ball 1. Travel day tomorrow, and then at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Saturday, game 3 of this World Series. Josh Fogg and Daisuke Matsuzaka. Two and 2. With Ortiz on deck and Brian Fuentes in the bullpen for the Rockies, this is it for Matt Herges. Fuentes typically owns the 8th inning when the Rockies are leading. But this is the World Series, game 2 with the Rockies down 1-0. We're in the 6th. 2-2. It was 0-2, now it's 3-2.
How many times have you said that in the postseason? It's now 0-2, and now it's 3-2.
20.
A lot. These Red Sox hitters never make it easy.
Ellsbury at third, 2 out, 3-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it. Youkilis has had trouble with sweat pouring off the bill of his batting helmet all postseason. Runner at third, 2 out, 3-2 pitch. Ripped foul.
Jacoby Ellsbury leading off in foul territory, and the reason runners do that is if they do get hit, then the hitter is still alive. But get down, Jacoby.
Well, he's so far off the bag and coming down the line.
Right.
That with the way Youkilis is turning on pitches, he is defenseless and right in the face of Youkilis, and he's just at the mercy of his reflexes and hoping that he could get out of the way if one comes into his neighborhood. Good battle now between Hergis and Youkilis. Another 3-2. And this time it's DeMarlo Hale, the third base coach, who's just as close.
DeMarlo with his back to Youkilis so he can watch the third baseman. And he gets down. Shaking his head, saying, I'm glad that wasn't closer.
It's obviously no laughing matter considering what happened for the Rockies in their organization with Mike Coolbaugh, the first base coach, losing his life being hit by a ball. It is dangerous down there. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Ortiz coming up. Second time Youkilis has walked tonight. And Fuentes is ready to go. And here comes Clint Hurdle. One of the best clutch hitters to come along in a long time is digging his way in at the batter's box. And Brian Fuentes will be the man on the mound trying to take care of him and keep it a one-run game. Bottom of the 6th, first and third, 2 out. Ortiz coming up. There are the numbers from the regular season. He lost his closer's spot. Manny Corpus now owns that for Colorado. A lot of teams would still take Brian Fuentes as their closer. He blew 4 saves in June leading toward the All-Star break. Went on the DL with a muscle strain under his left arm. And the guy who's been an All-Star is now a setup reliever, and he is in charge of trying to get David Ortiz with first and third, 2 out in a 2-1 game.
An All-Star for 3 straight seasons for the Rockies.
Picked up from the Seattle organization in December of 2001. And his first pitch to Ortiz, ball 1. He's got the typical fare from a short reliever from the left side. He's got the good breaking ball, but he has a plus fastball. Ortiz 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored tonight. Into center field, and Taveras is there. Some of the pictures, sights and sounds from the first 6 innings of game 2, and as we go to the 7th in a 2-1 game, Red Sox up. This is why Josh Beckett described this Colorado Rockies lineup as an American League type lineup. They've got Tulowitzki in the number 7 spot. He had 24 home runs, knocked in 99 runs, leading it off, and he pops it up. Shallow right for J.D. Drew, 1 out in the 7th. With BC scoring all their points in the last, 2.5 minutes to win that game 14-10. So the number 2 team in the country. Boston College, they win at Virginia Tech. And what a start for Matt Ryan, their quarterback. Good time for quarterbacks in New England. First pitch is strike to your Torrealba. 1 out, nobody on, and that's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. And here are the numbers. Brady, Matt Ryan, 15-0 between them. Big bodied quarterbacks, and 27 touchdown passes for Tom Brady. On pace for over 60. The NFL record is 49, held by Peyton Manning, and Matt Ryan has 19. Here's the 1-1 to Torrey Alba. Strike 2. If you've been watching that game and now are checking out the Red Sox here in game 2. Red Sox and Rockies with Boston up 1-0. Helton an RBI ground out in the first. The Red Sox have the next 2 runs. Lowell an RBI double. Varitek a sac fly, and Matt Holliday with a nice night for the Rockies, 3 for 3. Torrey Alba, 2 bounces to Lugo. 2 out. Let's go down to Chris Myers.
Well, Joe, it's also a good time to be Terry Francona. Gene DiFilippo, the athletic director of Boston College, has been in contact with him recently, congratulating him on the success. Bill Belichick, who's a regular in spring training in the dugout, has called him. He got a text message from Joe Torre. Also, Doc Rivers, you talked about the Celtics. Of all the people who sent him a message, some encouraging, some congratulatory. He didn't get specific, but Terry Francona said he didn't want to call it touching, but it had special meaning, talking about what these men do in sports and the influence they have and the success that they have, rising above all the chaos, as Terry Francona put it.
Thank you, Chris. Here's a pitch in the dirt for Spilborgh's ball 1. And for Francona, who is unsigned past next year, the price tag just keeps going up. Not just with his success and all that he deals with here with the Red Sox, but with the other contracts that are being handed out to managers. Joe Torre making over $7 million in his time last year's with the Yankees, with the contract that was just signed by Dusty Baker with the Cincinnati Reds, and Tony La Russa over $4 million per in St. Louis. And Francona in 4 years has put the Red Sox in the World Series. He's won it once, trying to win it again. And I can't think of anybody who's done a better job than Terry Francona. 2-0 pitch. Spilborghs takes a strike.
A lot of smart people who own and operate the Boston Red Sox, and I would think that they would realize the job that Terry Francona does. In this town, as Terry says, some things just get skewed in this town. Very difficult town in which to manage, and he should be paid accordingly.
On the inside corner, 2-2.
Excuse me, Joe. Right now, he isn't. Breaking ball for a strike from the funky Okajima. I mean, he is tough. Doesn't matter, right-hander, left-hander.
Another strikeout. 5 batters faced. Okajima retired all 5, struck out 2. Boy, he gives the Red Sox valuable outs and innings, and he's done it again here tonight.
And now to honor America, please welcome Grammy Award-winning Decca recording artists, Boyz II Men, as they lead us in tonight's presentation of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet.
It'll be Ramirez, Lowell, and Drew against Fuentes, who came on to get Ortiz to end the sixth. The breaking ball's in for a strike to Manny Ramirez, who's 1 for 3. 2-1 Boston here in the bottom of the seventh. In the eighth inning, the Rockies will have the top of their lineup: Taveras, Matsui, and Holiday, who's 3 for 3. One ball, one strike.
This is a tough decision for Terry Francona to make once Ramirez is through hitting. If the score stays the same, you have a 1-run lead. Do you put a defensive player? Do you put Coco Crisp in center and move Ellsbury to left field for defense? Well, it's a 1-run game, and that's tough to do because Ramirez most assuredly would come up in the bottom of the ninth inning in case the Rockies tie it.
Good rip by Manny Ramirez, 1 and 2. And while we've seen him do that in the postseason, it's not as big a deal here at Fenway Park as it will be when we get to Coors Field in Denver, because the outfield is massive and expansive there, and it's going to be a challenge for Manny Ramirez during the games in Denver to cover the ground out there in left. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Fuentes. Two and 2. Brian, when he took over the closer's role in 2005, he started out 61 of 70 during 2 all-star seasons with the Rockies, and Papelbon is tired of listening to the banging out in the bullpen. Don't blame him.
Kind of rhythmic with it, but
you talk about a guy who marches to the beat of his own drum.
Indeed. Probably thinking, guys, I might be going in the game in an inning. You want to let up a little bit on that just for now, okay?
Got a splitting headache. Tulowitzki to his left, bad hop. Good play, 1 out. We may have more. That's edition number 1 on Jonathan Papelbon. And it was Theo Epstein, his GM, after they clinched the division, that cut the dance short. Here is Lowell with a fly ball into right. Fuentes has done a nice job. 2 out, nobody on, and now he gets to face the left-handed batter, J.D. Drew. It takes a certain mentality to be a closer. Fuentes has it. He was such a successful one for the Rockies. But for Jonathan Papelbon, I can't think of a better personality to own that role than the guy that the Red Sox call on in the 9th inning.
A guy with a devil-may-care, dead serious attitude.
Good pitch from Fuentes, and Drew way out in front, strike 1.
Good slider from Fuentes.
The 0-1. You say devil may care attitude, which Papelbon has, and then the dead serious when he comes into a game. Nobody has the look in it a hitter that Jonathan Papelbon has. And he got the save, his first postseason save in Game 7 of the ALCS. Drew couldn't be hotter. Solid single through the right side, and Varitek will be the hitter.
That grand slam home run that J.D. Drew hit in the first inning against Fausto Carmona in Game 6 of the Cleveland Indians just ignited a confidence in J.D. Drew that he has not found consistently all year.
His first year of a 5-year deal with Boston. Tonight he's been hit by a pitch. He has singled, walked, and now singled again. And the inning continues for Varitek, who has one of the 2 RBIs tonight for Boston. He tied the game in the 4th on a sac fly. Mike Lowell with a 2-out RBI double is the difference maker. That happened back in the 5th. Ball 1 from Brian Fuentes. Again, top of the order will be at the plate for the Rockies in the 8th. Fuentes doing all he can to keep it 2-1. Fooled Varitek. 1 ball, 1 strike. Okajima, it appears, will go back out there for his 2nd full inning. He got 2 outs in the 6th, had a perfect 7th. Strike 2 on Varitek.
Good changeup from Fuentes.
Papelbon is just now starting to throw lightly in the bullpen. So Okajima's going back out there. Last night on a similar move, a balk was called by Ed Montague, the home plate umpire, against Franklin Morales, the reliever for the Rockies. Good fastball after those changeups from Fuentes. The rules are different in the postseason, and for Hideki Okajima, he's out there for another inning. Relieved in the 6th, pitched the 7th, is working in the 8th, and delivers a strike to Willie Taveras to start the inning. Taveras, Kazuo Matsui, and Matt Holliday, and Jonathan Papelbon getting loose for Boston in their pen. Hideki Okajima has not allowed a run this postseason. Only 6 hits and 9 innings pitched. Taveras trying to get on to start the inning. It's 0-2. Only time Willie got on tonight, he was hit by a pitch by Schilling, went first to third on a hit by Holliday off the glove of Mike Lowell at third, and scored on a ground out by Helton. And that is it between Schilling and Okajima. On the inside corner, strikeout number 3 for Okajima.
The American League couldn't figure him out this year, and so far neither can the National League.
Not bad for a guy who was more of an afterthought after the Red Sox made that huge investment in Daisuke Matsuzaka. Okajima has been one of the most valuable Red Sox all year, period, of anybody.
At $2.5 million for 2 years. What a steal.
Here is Matsui. And there is strike 1. Matsui and Daisuke were teammates with Seibu. Holliday on deck. He's had a perfect night, and Papelbon is in the bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Joe, I think that this is the last man for Okajima. I don't believe you can leave Okajima in there to pitch to Matt Holliday.
His 1-1 pitch, Matsui takes down and in.
By the way, our query as to whether Manny Ramirez will stay in the game, he is in left field. No defensive change. I think it's the right move. It's a 1-run ball game. He plays left field well in this ballpark. And he will hit in the bottom of the 9th in case the Rockies tie it.
The 2-1. In for strike 2.
Changeup.
Matsui spoils it. Six batters faced, 3 strikeouts, no base runners allowed by Okajima. Voted in by the fans as an all-star this year. Full count. Coming in, the Rockies had scored just 21 runs in their last 6 games during the postseason, beginning with Game 3 of the division series. Not scoring again tonight. 1 run on 4 hits. And another strikeout for Okajima. Three hits for Matt Holliday, and the rest of this lineup, 8 hitters have 1, and that belongs to Brad Hopp. Leading off the 2nd inning against Curt Schilling, who's in line for the win, and who would go to 11-2 if the bullpen hangs on. And Twinkle Toes Papelbon is ready to work to Matt Holliday. And fires a fastball for a strike. All the joking around and all the dancing and all the stuff in the bullpen and doing the YMCA dance we showed you the other night. Throw that out and look into the face of Jonathan Papelbon. '97 strike 2. Right back at Papelbon. Diving stop by Pedroia, no play, and Papelbon ended up on the ground.
How did that ball miss him? You talk about an athletic move to get out of the way of this line drive. Look how close. Right under the glove.
And with Francona, the trainer, out, they're not checking on Papelbon. They're checking on Pedroia, who made that play and then rolled over that left wrist. But how about the night for Matt Holliday? 4 singles and took a chest-high fastball and hit the laser back up the middle. Pedroia says he's okay.
You could see the way Dustin came out of that roll. He had that left wrist rolled up under his body. He appears to be all right.
The MVP from the NLCS, Holiday. He would get my vote for the MVP of the regular season, and he's on for the 4th time tonight and gives Todd Helton a chance. With one swing, he could put Colorado back on top, and Holiday is picked off.
Not even close. He was out by 3 feet.
We've talked about base running tonight. It's been good up until this point. A mistake by Matt Holliday, and that's how the top of the 8th comes to an end. Matt Holliday is inexplicably wandering off first base. And that's how the top of the 8th inning ends, with Papelbon picking him off.
Seconds before, Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline, reaching out, touching you. Man.
And so Papelbon doesn't have to face Helton representing the go-ahead run at the plate. Instead, he picks off Holiday, and now we're in the bottom of the 8th with Fuentes getting some big outs for Colorado, pitching to Jacoby Ellsbury. Big night tonight for Holiday with his 4 hits, but a base running blunder in the top of this 8th. For Papelbon, it was the first runner he has picked off in his big league career. One ball, one strike on Ellsbury. Is 1 for 2. Into center field for Taveras. You can log on to bankofamerica.com/playoffs for details. Bank of America, the official bank of Major League Baseball and the World Series. Out is Julio Lugo, who tried to bunt his way on. The ball came up and hit Lugo, and he was out of the batter's box, according to Laz Diaz.
He was in fair territory. That's a good call. He's in fair territory. It hit his right knee. Part of the batter's box, as you can see, is in fair territory. So this ball actually hits right in that area. Good call by Laz Diaz.
So despite the protest, Francona trying to back up Julio Lugo. Lugo is out, 2 out here in the 8th. Pedroia now Euclid if Pedroia gets on. And Manny Corpus, the closer, will come on for the Rockies. Good work tonight by Brian Fuentes for Colorado. Dustin Pedroia will be the hitter, and Corpus trying to keep this a 1-run game. Great game here at Fenway. 2-1 Boston for a Red Sox team that this postseason came in averaging 7.5 runs per game. 7.55 runs per game, which is the best in a postseason since 1969, and yet here they're in the opposite type of a ball game, and they have relied on their pitching and defense. The pitching of Schilling, Okajima, and now Papelbon. Breaking ball misses. 2-0 from Corpus to Dustin Pedroia. Line drives a base hit on a 2-0 pitch. 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and Pedroia has his first hit of the night.
See that long swing that we talked about earlier in the game. Somehow he gets the bat head through the ball. See how far he takes it back.
One guy we haven't talked a lot about is Dave Magadan, the hitting coach for the Red Sox. Magadan told Francona early in the year, I don't know what to do with him because he's got such a long swing, but he's always hitting the minor leagues. They pretty much left him alone, and they were rewarded. Here's Euclid. And Francona said, I never see Magadan. He's my hitting coach, but I never see him because he's always down in the cage with the guys working on their swings, and he has done a great job as the hitting instructor here for Boston.
He is a cage rat, Terry saying about Dave, and that is a compliment about a guy who works very, very hard with these Red Sox hitters.
Youkilis with his unique batting stance waits and fouls it out of play. The Rockies in the 9th inning against Papelbon will have Helton, Garrett Atkins, and Brad Hopp. If anybody gets on, Troy Tulowitzki. Papelbon with that combination of towels wrapped around his moneymaker.
Business partner.
Trying to keep it warm on a cold night. Pedroia back in time ahead of the throw by Manny Corpus. Strike 2. The hitting has slowed for the Rockies, who led the National League with a group average of 280 during the regular season, hit 267 during the division series, 222 during the NLCS, and they've scored 2 runs in 17 innings of this World Series, with a total of 11 hits. And they trail here tonight 2-1. The 1-2 from Corpus. Matsui is there, flips for the out, and we go into the 9th inning. Ninth inning, 2-1 Boston. Papelbon to Helton. And the fastball fouled back, strike 1. Todd was at the plate when Holiday was picked off first to end the top of the 8th. Helton, Atkins, and Hopp. Todd the only RBI tonight on a ground out, with 2nd and 3rd, 1 out back in the 1st. One and one.
The defense of the Red Sox is interesting. Of course, the outfield and the no doubles defense, as you can see, Ellsbury way back in center field. And Mike Lowell and Kevin Youkilis both off the lines at 1st and 3rd.
Helton overpowered. It's 1-2.
All fastballs so far from Papelbon.
Russ Adams of the Blue Jays, the last home run that Papelbon allowed overall. There's the last home run he allowed at Fenway back in July. 1-2 pitch, 2-2. 2 that we detail of the 5 that Papelbon allowed during the season. The last one September 19th in Toronto.
Helton with good power to left field. He can find the monster with the right stroke.
Big swing by Helton, who hit 17 home runs during the regular season.
Yeah, that was the right stroke right there. Just was the right pitch. That letter high fastball. Meat and potatoes for Papelbon.
strikes out, one away. 98 from Papelbon.
Papelbon with excellent other pitches, a good splitter and a good slider, but rarely is he in a position to use them.
Nobody's proven that they can catch up to the fastball and do much with it. Holliday did in the 8th inning, got the hit. Here's Atkins, and there's ball 1. Nothing but fastballs from Papelbon. Reminder that coming up after the game, your late local news, except out on the West Coast. Beckett, last night's starter and winner for Boston. The 1-0 pitch. Atkins. 1-1.
That was a slider. And it fooled everybody on the Rockies bench and Garrett Atkins.
And according to Garrett Atkins, I think Laz Diaz, the home plate umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garrett hit 25 home runs during the regular season. Into center field. Ellsbury is there for the second out.
That's what that no doubles defense is designed to do. Make outfielders come in to make the play. You play so deeply, you make them hit the ball over your head. So normally Ellsbury wouldn't have to run in to catch this ball. He could just stand there. But with the no doubles defense, it's different.
And now Brad Hopp, who hit 29 home runs during the regular season with 2 out. 97 and a foul, strike 1. Only Ken Griffey Jr. hit more home runs as a right fielder in the National League this season with his 30. Hopp tonight has singled. He has the only other hit in this Rocky lineup other than Matt Holliday's 4. And 2. Ball 1 from Jonathan Papelbon. This series will shift to Denver, Colorado for game 3 on Saturday. Red Sox trying to take the first 2 here at home. And they do. Red Sox proving that they can win the slugfests and they can win the tight ones with their pitching. Schilling, Okajima, and Papelbon allow 1 run on 5 hits. The owner here with the Red Sox, John Henry, his reaction. And the reaction by the closer, Jonathan Papelbon. Boston up 2-0 in the 2007 World Series. Let's go down to the field and Chris Myers.
All right, I'm with the entertaining and effective Jonathan Papelbon. Second career postseason save, and you're 2 wins away, you and the Red Sox now, from being World Series champs.
Yeah, I think we just got to stay with our game plan. What we started in Cleveland is just playing one out at a time and one inning at a time.
Terrific pitching tonight all the way around, but a key play in the 8th with Holiday, the pickoff. Tell us about it.
Well, they gave me the pick from the dugout, and, I kind of just held the ball for a second and just got relaxed and just did a nice, easy pick over there. I'm not sure if it was going or not or what.
Talk about the confidence level with Curt Schilling, Okajima pitching in front of you.
Yeah, from our standpoint out of the bullpen, it all started with Okajima. It all started with, Okajima tonight, and then we all just follow in suit. And, Schill gave us what we needed tonight, and, we do what we normally did out of bullpen, man.
All right, and what do you expect in Colorado Saturday night?
Well, hopefully we got to go, take on that crowd over there. I know they packed that stadium with 50,000, and we got to go in there and just take care of business.
All right, and of course, Josh Beckett said that when you win the World Series, he's going to do that dance with you, right?
Yeah, we're going to party if we do it all. But we got to take one step at a time, one day at a time, and we're going into their territory, so we got a lot of work.
All right, congratulations, Jonathan. Thanks again. All right, let's go back upstairs to Joe.
The amazing thing, and thanks to Chris and Jonathan for stopping by, is for Curt Schilling, the starter, there are baseball people who say he's got nothing left. He's not the same pitcher. Whatever it is, Curt Schilling knows how to win, and he proves it time and time again, and he was outstanding here tonight.
All you have to do as far as Curt Schilling's effectiveness is to ask the Angels or Indians or Rockies.
The city's love affair continues with Curt Schilling, who's standing by with Ken Rosenthal.
Curt, you had your leadoff man on in 4 of the first 5 innings. You repeatedly pitched out of trouble. How did it all come together?
Well, we executed some pitches when we had to, and I struggled a little bit early and missed with some pitches early and got away with it. Gave up a run early, and he was throwing the ball really, really well, but when we had to make pitches, we did.
Okajima and Papelbon, what's it like having them behind you?
You know what, that's the story. That's the story of the game tonight. 3 2/3 innings of just dominating relief, and 2-1 ball game in the 5th that finishes 2-1 in the 9th. You got to, you tip your hat to the bullpen. They've been doing that all year long, and Okajima caught everybody by surprise, and then did things that no one in the league did this year, and it was just what a dominating, awesome effort by both those guys.
Walking off the mound, you get the huge ovation. How much did it cross your mind that it might be your last start in Boston?
Not much. No, we're trying to win a World Series, and then, that stuff will all take care of itself when it's supposed to. I'm just so appreciative of the support that Sean and I both have gotten since the day we stepped into this organization and worn this uniform. It's another memory I'll never forget.
Up 2-0. Where do you stand?
We're up 2-0. The fact of the matter is that's a damn good team, and they're gonna claw and grind, and we're gonna have to keep grinding away and winning it 1 inning at a time starting Saturday.
Curt, thank you very much.